Meh. 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 Okay, that concludes the mic check. Hello, everyone. So, slight update. I am ill. Quite typical. But anyway, should be starting soon. I'm just going to give it a little bit. Just let people flow in and let Discord alert everyone, you know, all that jazz. Okay, that's now up. That's working. What am I missing? Oh yeah, chat. So let me move the chat out so that I can see it. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go, that works. So then, let's have a look at this. Hello, Jackal. I mean, I'm going to assume that it's deception. Because by all rights, this would normally be a good thing for me. I would normally like having only 2 points of entry and being able to just block there, but I get the feeling it's probably not going to be as simple as that. So let's see. We've got... So there's 2 points of entry. I'm going to assume everything floods into there, so I'm going to have to deal with blocking and stuff because there's going to be a lot of people. It'll also depend on where the boss comes from as well. I want to say it's the Damazti that is the boss, but I can't remember. I vaguely remember seeing images. I'm gonna wait for Discord to let everyone know I'm live first, just because I did start a little bit early. And I also completely forgot to advertise that I was streaming. Yeah, I'll be fine. Let's see then. So, sincere invitation, a face-to-face meeting that transcends even time. Alas, you did not receive an invitation. Well, that's just rude. So yeah, it's just the roadblocks. I'm going to assume there's going to be fake civilians as well. Not that one. This one? Okay. Just hello, Scarf. Apparently, it really didn't like me choosing that squad, did it? Oh dear. Okay. Oh, good old Nox. Finally, it actually sends my messages. I try. Oh, weird.
Arknights.
Oh dear, I hope that doesn't start becoming a thing.
ドクター、僕が恋しかった？
Alright, let's try this again. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm just going to pull out all the stops. I'm just going to use the ones that I find easy to use. I think that's decent. I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to reach Chen's price tag. I'll have to see. I think if I destroy one or two of the boxes, it should be fine after letting in a few. We'll see how it goes. Assuming we don't crash again. Oh, hello. So that's the Duke of Windermere. Did old Wellington send his entire reserve fleet here? She looks 110% done with everything. Yes, Your Grace. The Duke of Wellington seems to be fighting that ship. He must be sure of his victory. Their frontline forces must have already exchanged fire with Sarkaz. Ugh. And there's still Castor. Wellington's the one on the side of, I've forgotten their name now. Dublin, right? That woman has barely ever stepped outside her demesne. I don't know. But even she's not staying put this time. Wellington is the one with Dublin. Okay. I really like this design, actually. I certainly wouldn't mind this being an operator at some point. I do like that face, though. That is very much I hate whatever it is I'm looking at sort of face. Just how valuable is this ship to be worth all this trouble? All their trouble? Your Grace, the strategists are also recommending we obtain as much technology as we can from that airship. Whether we stand against Sarkaz or other possible rivals, such an unprecedented weapon will allow us to control an even larger airspace. Shut them up. What possible opponents? They're inciting me to break up Victoria. I came here solely to bring Delphine home. They're also saying that Norport Borough may be in terrible shape right now. Delphine will be fine. She's my daughter, after all. Your Grace, haven't I said before that running inside the airship is forbidden? Please, take a look at the shadow of that moving plate. Something's not quite right. I do like the design of these battleships. Duke Windermere takes the telescope offered by the adjutant, I don't know. The shadow of the mobile plate cast by the morning sun does not resemble Norport Borough. Is this because of the structure blocking it? Windermere thinks it strangely resembles a tower. A tower? Or a shard? Hello, Red. Is that the shard's shadow? How can this be? Is this a natural phenomenon, or... How long did you say it would take for Castor's and Wellington's troops to arrive? Perhaps within the next 2 hours? A rare event indeed, for the troops of 3 dukes to all coincidentally converge near this area. According to reports we received earlier, a few other dukes are also planning their moves, so it would not be too surprising to see their warships on the move here. I've been in the army for many years, and yet this is the first time I've seen something like this. Full stop. All units, stop immediately. Get all of them clear of the area at once. Send a red flare to warn our allies. Quickly, now. Send a plain text to every Victorian unit in the region. This place could well be the target of the Shard's attack. Okay, I guess we didn't need Inez jumping out of an airship in order to warn everyone. Unless that shape is warning them. Anyway, alright. Don't turn the ship. Speed it up towards Norport Borough. I have to find Delphine before that storm comes. Red flares blossom under the clouds, and the distorted shadows return to their original state. Impressive work, Inez. Okay, yeah, so she did use the shadow to, I guess, warn them that there was indeed a thing coming. It was going to be a simple test shot, not our full power, but we have many other locations to choose for next time. I do have to admit I have some tiny regrets. But the military commission always has more than just a single plan. Hello, Azur. Good evening. Too early again. Hadn't had enough time to catch up with the stream before I had... Fair. Yeah. Inform the Naxxraria King. It's time to rouse the troops. The storm will open a path for him. Inez often says Hello, Deza. Sorry. Inez often says death is also a tool. I mean, death is pretty stupid, so yeah, you could say it's a tool. She would sometimes joke to Hodera that she might be getting a little too used to playing dead. But now, as she stands on death's door, Inez realises that she feels calmer than she expected. As she closes her eyes, a blaze abruptly breaks her face, although with an intense shockwave. The unique smell of the explosives is well familiar to Inez. Her lips curl up. Hello, W, I'm guessing. Wait, did I say break? I might have said break. Yeah. A blaze abruptly I think it's because I originally read face as fall, so I was going to say break her fall or something, and then... Dust and smoke from the explosion engulfs her, with embers still retaining the heat of the flames. Those embers gather, dance, and weave together. Sarkaz's history is woven of embers, but occasionally other things are knitted from the smouldering remains. For example, Inez falls headfirst into a cushiony cloud of smoke and dust. Physics has decided to leave the room. A giant web of embers holds her aloft. I never should have expected that the two of them could come up with anything better. Or cushiony clouds of pink sheep. Yeah, if I had a penny for every single time we've been saved by a cushiony cloud, I'd have 2 pennies now, which isn't a lot, but it's interesting it's happened twice. Inez, still alive and kicking? That explosion was pretty tough, so don't blame me if any minor issues crop up. Oh man, Hodera, let's just bury her. Sorry to rain on your parade, but I'm still alive for now. Killjoy. So, did you like the fireworks I set off for you? And guess what? I secretly sewed into your clothes. Wow, who could have guessed? A tracking device. Do you think I never noticed it? Shoddy stitching. Your darning skills are honestly embarrassing. Ugh. That was supposed to be a present for you, but, well, I guess this weighs fine too. and knees. Don't you know how difficult it is to keep clothes clean and tidy on the battlefield? And you still threw me into a ball of smouldering ashes? It's as if these three never split up. You used to call my arts embers. I'm not in the mood for that now. Also, what did I miss? At what point did Hodera suddenly decide to be with W and the crew again? Last I checked, he was in pseudo prison. You're pretty seriously injured. Better than being dead. I, for one, like their dynamic. I do too. I just love that this is like, what, probably the first time in a long time they've been back together, all three of them, and it's just immediately making me think of Arknights. There's like no difference. Were they all double, triple, whatever age? That is kind of the thing that's I'm wondering, because I mean, we knew about W, who had the mercenaries pretending to be part of the commission to help with whatever it was in chapter 10. We know about W. I mean, she wasn't exactly playing anyone, she was just pretending to be dead. Hoda is one that I assumed would turn, but I thought would need turning, not one that had already been against them. That's something I'd like to see what's going to happen there then. What? Hodera, you had arts to cast all along? I thought you only knew how to chop at guys with your knife. Embers? No wonder you're so unfazed whenever I throw a bomb at your face. Oh, good point. He never used arts in Arknights, did he? He was just a simple sellsword. Spying for this side while spying for that side while spying for those guys. True spider. This is what happens when you rely on mercenaries. So, are you not afraid of getting shot? I am. Badly injured my ass, she can walk. That is a nice piece, though, and after everything that happened in Arknights, I'm kind of glad to see them all together again, not gonna lie. I do really like this piece. Can you fling ashes at someone else's face? No. Is your permanently haggard scowl a side effect of your arts? Shut up. How many years has it been since I've seen you in such a pathetic state, Inez? Believe me, you'll never see me like this again. Don't be too confident now. We might just bump into the Sanguine Arch having a leisurely stroll on our way back. W, can I ask you to swap your little hypothetical there? What, did you develop feelings for those crusty old monsters of the royal court after hanging out with Manfred for so long? Hey, you should be thanking me. If I didn't bump into you scuttling around on my way back, you might have gotten recaptured by your old besties. Ah, so that's what happened then. He literally did just decide to leave. Great, now I have to think of the old TV show Hello Hello. The time again, Hodra starts his... Hello Hello, the Good Moaning. That's Hello Hello, isn't it? The old British comedy show. Hello Les, you're not too late to be honest. I've sort of been talking more than actually reading. Maybe I'll head back to prison so I can at least enjoy some peace and quiet without you. Be my guest. I'll leave and do you a solid and report you to Teresa's. Where are we headed? W's safe house. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Fine, I can force myself to pretend we're going home. And also, thanks. I love how it just does not feel like it's changed since. And then I also love how immediately after that, after this conversation, it makes it feel like we never left Arknights. They then go to the backgrounds that was used in Arknights. That probably wasn't deliberate. It was probably just, okay, let's choose stock photo number 10. Not stock photo, stock image. But still, it was funny that they just went to the ruins that were used a lot in the other event. Hello, Knight. I want to go back. What's taking her so long today? She injured her leg or something? We gotta help her out. She'll be grateful that we're bound to get... She'll be so grateful that we're bound to get a few bottles of decent beer out of it. What you standing around for? Let's move. Enough, Hannah. Not put to sea of flames right now. That's not dumb. She can keep herself safe. She's dead. Ooh. What are you on about, Morgan? There's no time for a laugh. I said, Bed's dead. Didn't you see that butterfly knife? It was covered in blood. Bed always kept it on her person. There's no mistaking it. That knife, in someone else's hand. That only means one thing. I mean, it might just be a misunderstanding. Maybe she lost her knife or something. She's got careless moments too, right? Not like she never lost nothing before. Remember that one year when she accidentally lost a carton of eggs? We were supposed to have fried eggs that morning. That's a bit of a reach there, I guess. Sometimes she slips up, no big deal. Hannah, McLaren is holding her knife. Baird went back to look for him. He's deaf in both ears, so they probably... Ha! They've been friends for years. You trying to scare me? Baird probably just lent her knife to McLaren for a bit. Nothing wrong with that, right? I'll go ask him. He can tell us. It was just that Hannah. Where's he? McLaren left Norport along with us, right? So he's definitely in the crowd. We'll just ask him. This ought to be a misunderstanding. McLaren, where are you? Hannah, he can't hear you. There it is. There it is, it's clicked. I'll kill the bugger. He's dead when I find him. I'll smash every single bone in his body. Hannah, that's enough. Vina, do you already know about this? Bloody hell, why haven't I gone and smashed his skull in for Baird? You think I don't want to? You think I don't want to? Because there's no meaning to it. Rubbing out a frightened deaf man makes no bloody sense at all. Hannah, I hate it. I hate all of this. I'm no fool through and through. I'm a fool through and through, rather. A self-righteous twit. Be honest, Hypergriff. Be honest, localization people. You wanted to write twat, didn't you? Be honest with yourselves. You wanted to write twat, so you came up with the closest word that would work. Aladale, Baird, if I hadn't involved myself in this, they wouldn't have... What did I even come back for? What did I even think I came back for? Was this a mistake from the very beginning? Born of a false sense of responsibility? How does she really see them? Her friends, whom she went through thick and thin, and all kinds of hardships with? Could it be that this friendship she cherishes so deeply was actually just an excuse to deceive even herself? Could it be that she of all people has gradually come to see herself as a king? grant mercy, sow benevolence, and then harvest hope and reverence. What exactly did she want to achieve here? What exactly did she expect to achieve here? Vina, we came back because we couldn't stand it. We were just watching from the side. Because this is our street, our turf, our country. You're always charging ahead, but this isn't your responsibility. We're not following you to see what kind of person you'll become. Vina, you're just our Vina, right? Of course. I'm just Vina. This I swear. I swear to God, every single time I see that lollipop in her hands, I keep thinking it's a fucking redstone torch. I don't know why. Like, I keep looking down and it's like, what's the red... Oh. Anyway. Where should we bring these people from Norbert Borough? We can't let them fend for themselves in the wilderness, right? Besides, this is the heart of the battle. These townspeople can live on my mother's land, if they're willing to move. Mother has a nomadic city in the vicinity of Londinium. It's a rather tiny fortress city, but it'll be no problem to accommodate them. Got any other ideas, Kato? You know, Delphine, ever since you stopped hiding your identity, you changed the way you speak. Well, that's good to know, because I didn't do that at all. I know what happened with Baird has upset you. It upsets all of us, but right now there's no need to dampen our spirits even more. Well, that's a lot more direct than I was expecting. I mean... You have the ability to change into whatever you want. You are literally the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. But okay, let's just appear as yourself. I mean, I guess that's a flex. The person who has so many disguises decides to appear to you as they are. Ah, finally found you. Could we please have some water to drink? That Draco, we don't like those flames of hers. So difficult to extinguish. The Mazdi. Ascalon, it's been a while, What did you come here for? We're thirsty. Average Gacha fan be like. And to offer a greeting to the King of Sarkaz here. That Banshee speaks pretty highly of you. Amia, get behind me. It's alright, Doctor. I've never seen our guest here in their current form, but I know them very well. They've appeared frequently in those histories. But they're always wandering outside the royal court, and they're not interested in anything except themselves. Damasty Fragment, why have you appeared before us? So you really are a genuine King of Sarkaz, little bunny. That thing seems to have almost tormented you quite a bit. Good job holding all that in your little head while not being a Sarkaz. Memory is the most precious thing to us, but it can sometimes be our poison. So you see, we do appear to have something to talk about. Are you also of the opinion that I am not worthy to bear the crown of the King of Sarkaz? I see that talkative Revenant really put you through the ringer. Don't mind it. He's never been the kindly type. I just remembered, the Tin Man, he's a Revenant, isn't he? So I'm assuming Revenants are spirit-like and they sort of weave themselves into a shape, into basically a container. So in the airship's case, the container is the airship, and in the Tin Man's case, it's, you know, a metal body. Did you start early? I thought it was 11:30. You would start. So originally it was 6:30 p.m. I don't know what time that it was for you. Then I changed it to 7, and then I changed it to 6:45. Oh, so you remember now? I kind of had it in my head that he was a Diablo. I don't know why. That's a good idea with the ship being its body like the Tin Man. Well, they said that there was no technology on the airship, which implied that the ship was moving because of the Revenant. So my assumption was that the Tin Man's body isn't mechanical or of any sort, but it's more just a moving statue with a spirit possessing it. Which is also the reason why he didn't die when she lobbed his head off. Don't mind it, he's never been the kindly type. You're an ancient Sarkaz, so how do you think a king should act? Oh, good question. We're never been one, so we don't care to bother. But we're thinking, you should at the very least be strong enough? Strong enough to overcome any hesitation or doubt, yes? I get the feeling we're going to be coming across a lot of fake citizens, and that's basically it testing us. Oh, we're certain of something else, though. You definitely shouldn't be asking us this question, little king. You have a long path ahead of you, regardless of whether you're leading the organization you call Rhode Island, or following the guidance of the Sarkaz Souls. Oh, sorry. We forgot that the Souls won't accept you, just like how they won't accept us. We're all different from each other. However, you will understand at some point in the future that the passage of time is unbeatable. The kings of Sarkaz in our memories all walked the very same path in the end. And not me. I refuse to walk that path. Don't be too quick to refute us, Quartus. We did think it was a nice change having a young king of Sarkaz, but it seems like you're still chained to your fate. Though we're nonetheless full of expectations for you, a non-Sarkaz king. A young king of Sarkaz who's still growing and questioning her own blood. A never-before-seen king of Sarkaz. What are you up to? We have no ill intentions. The king of Sarkaz, we don't dare to claim that you're wiser than you are, and we have nothing to teach you either. We only wish to extend our invitation. We seek an opportunity to thoroughly understand a unique individual. Ascalon, you will understand when you've lived as long as we have. When something you've never seen before appears right before your eyes, how could you resist reaching out to it? O King of Sarkaz, please grant our perennial lives a pleasant surprise. Ah shit, here we go again. So I see people talking about the possibility of the land ship, the Rhode Island land ship, being a... I'm gonna... Yeah. Being a, Sly Dog. Okay, so that's the Damazti. God, I've lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so some people saw some people mention in chat that the Rhode Island landship could be a Revenant, which is certainly interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that yet. I saw that. I don't really have a lot in the way of...
I have to get serious now.
Fear not! Here I come!
Gather up, my rats.
What's healing you? You're stealing my money. Most of the passive is healing her. Okay. Oh, elemental stuff. I had Chestnut on my team and I swapped him out. Okay.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Three, four, five, six, seven. There we go.
Behind me.
I have to get serious now.
29.
Apple pie.
Revitalize.
Okay.
ここは私に任せろ。Light, heed me.
I'm just going to do this now.
Just try me.
I'm going to do that.
Revitalize. I'm with you.
Rock and roll. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Revitalize.
I love just hearing revitalize, and I'm just like, oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, it's just her holding the field.
Don't be afraid. I'm with you.
I have to get serious now.
Don't be afraid.
Rock and roll.
Okay, I'm now starting to get a little bit...
Yoshi. 怖くはないわ。
That was bad timing.
You really think you'll get away?
こちらチェンそいつらを逃がすな
Whew. Don't gather around me, guys.
Okay, now I wonder if there's any more that's going to come now, or if it's waiting. It might be waiting. Okay. Right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
これ以上は進ませません。
敵を死にした
Yeah, okay.
いつでも指示をくれ
66 seconds. I'm just gonna quickly do that. Activate mountain skill for more attack. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of where I should put people at the moment. Okay, there we go. We'll be back after a 3-hour break, yeah. Oh, 48, shite. Okay,
Show me what you got there.
Sorry. That's just what I always think of. I always think of, like, I can't remember if it's JoJo or one of the other ones, but... Well, it's not even 42, it's 48.
Solid positioning.
Yeah, I'll break that one. I'm not going to break that one because she's... Ah! That is the most unfortunate. There we go. Okay, you target one of those at least. There's that thing. Okay.
I shall cover you don't be afraid
Just try me.
こちらチェン
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna lose the healing. Oh, I didn't.
I'm with you
Oh, that's a lot of death.
Hey, dummy, bring it on.
Doctor lead the who's next
Ah! Oh. Ah, shit, I've left. Oh! Nope.
加減はしますよ
Oh, I have no healing there, that's why. Okay, maybe I can still save it. Oh, I can't bring that person back.
Good scenery here, Doctor.
敵を死にした火力で一気に制圧する
No. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm glad it was the right person that got killed. Oh, it wasn't a freestyle, but I'll take it just so that I don't have to. That was way too close. One of them was about to go into that front bit. They share a health pool. Oh, okay. Oh man, if only I didn't lose those operators earlier, I would have blocked those other two, but that's fine. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. For the very first try, that was honestly probably better. I mean, I know I was using Chenault, it's not that impressive. She does have an insane amount of DPS, but still. Shoulder MVP, yeah. What are you looking at? As your King of Sarkaz, Banshee, you're facing Amir. I advise you to carefully consider your actions. And you should do away with your curses in your hands. With the curses in your hands, rather. Relax, they've already won. I'm grateful for our earlier exchanges, Damazti. I have a clearer understanding of your methods now. The King of Sarkaz couldn't have possibly lost to our clone that had already been fried near to a crisp by our Draco's flame. But we are glad to have experienced something new for the first time in such a long time. It's been ages since we've seen anything that has brought us even a speck of excitement. Be proud of yourself, Banshee. You've convinced us, and we'll be more than happy to keep this new possibility of yours. Though we're still not very optimistic about the direction this possibility is heading. But to us, time and patience are two things that we have more than plenty of. We will meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Sorry. That was the first thing that popped into my head. At the next finish line. Meet again some sunny day. Sorry. Where are you going next? We've never gone anywhere on purpose. We merely wander the land. You've mentioned before, Damazti, that you're pretty much exhausted all possibilities. Yes. Well, they didn't exhaust all. We literally fight them in, up in Sammy at the moment, in the, in IS4. But there remains uncharted territory for you. Oh? Everything on this great land is constantly evolving, while you stayed just as you always have been. Imitating the fruits of evolution. Yes, you've never gone anywhere, and yet you're already complete. So of course, there can be no progress in something that's already been completed. How persuasively provocative, and what do you suggest? You've already guessed it. Heralding our deaths. Do you live up to your name? Bean. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I almost want to say that's like Celtic or something, but I don't know. Bean sea. Oh dear. Why is that just in my head? I'm sorry. I don't know what language of the name is referencing, but all I can just think of is bean, yes? That's just what's in my head, because I see C and that's Spanish, and I see bean and I think is a bean. Turns out Logos is Mr. Bean. From death comes new life. Indeed, we've never tried this before. We just did goodbye to a friend, at a place not far from here. Just bid, rather. And I'm not entirely sure if you can call her a friend, but okay. It's essentially Celtic for Banshee. Oh, okay, so it was friend. Yeah, I knew that was going to anger people in the chat. She said that she would rather give up the living than to let life wash over her. We felt her emotions. We saw her determination. She claimed it was the choice of a coward, but we felt something else. We could barely put it in words then, but now we know that it also took a certain kind of courage. The kind of courage we've never considered before. Well, alright. Banshee, we admit it. We've begun looking forward to this. This might be just an innocuous scheme of yours, a clumsy method of ridding yourself of an enemy. But that doesn't matter to us. Or maybe the souls are merely borrowing your voice to provoke us. Need me to help you? How about you leave us with some decency? Though you ought to sound the death knell for us. You sure are a tenacious and brave bunch. Celebrate your victory. This can't be your full power. I'm sorry, Hypergriff, but even I've got to put my foot down here. You ham-fisted that reference in. Okay, calm down, Gladiator. You're not in Kazimierz. What reference? Are you not entertained? Gladiator. Yeah, Logos just did the Fiera and kill yourself, and she's just like, oh, don't mind if I do. I suppose the funny thing is, though, with Logos being a Banshee and his magic is basically words, he could tell someone to kill themselves, couldn't he? I'm probably going to get demonetized for this conversation, but I do wonder to what extent that would work. What, are you not entertained, Doctor of Rhode Island? Or maybe that's unnecessary. Maybe we actually understand you on a level beyond your worst estimates. I trust Rhode Island's security systems. Do you also have a clone on Rhode Island? Relax, Doctor. Your ship's onboarding and inspections is not as easy as it seems to slip through. Well, I don't know. We managed to have a couple of stowaways on board, not least of which a 4-year-old girl, if I remember correctly. Although I suppose you could have a system that's so advanced that it misses the most basic of things. Alright, goodbye all. What are you planning? What else can we do with our broken body? We've stayed in our original form for long enough. Oh, that's a nice piece of artwork as well. I do find it interesting, this sort of, what is that, like lens flare effect that they seem to do on a lot of this artwork? Like, there's something really interesting about it. It's almost like a screen overlay. As in, like, the overlay that's called screen. I'm not sure if it's called the same on other software. Carl didn't give Demasty a Russell Crowe voice in that. Oh, I couldn't do a gravelly voice if I tried. Yeah, it is coming from the sword. The tiny king of Sarkaz, where will you go next? Where will you bring these people who trust you, follow you, protect you? Will you do as Boljlokas Te prophesied, and enslave everything across the lands? Or will you prove that it is only us who have been bound too deeply by the chains of history? Evolution. A tricky word indeed. So tricky, in fact, that a lot of the southern United States can't understand it, implying an inevitable progress, though it may not be. But no matter, you will find your path, and us as well. Dissipated. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that randomly assigns a different gender to the Demasty every now and then. No, the Demasty won't die. His other, more complete and stronger self is probably just around the corner. I really thought the Demasty had a female appearance. Oops. I really thought they were going for a feminine figure. This is a typical tactic of his, to have the prey let down its guard, and then come in for the kill. And now a bard has appeared. Okay, Bone Whistle. Well, I suppose technically a bard. That's another thing. The Banshees are technically bards, aren't they? They are bards that also have power word kill. I just saved my own sanity by stopping by Adronny not carrying on at all. Yeah, I mean, normally I would go with the they, them, because they refer to themselves as plural, and it's just easier that way because they always change their form, so you might as well just go with no gender specific. But then every now and then I forget and you hear me slip in a she because I just go by appearance. And oh boy, I was wrong more than one way, I guess. A bone whistle? What can this be? Logos sees a bone whistle as a lamentable tradition of the royal court. It has always refused to sound it as its predecessors have done. But this is indeed a bone whistle from the Master of Knells. The Demasty cluster is dying. The elegy has sounded, the bone whistle done wailing. I serve as a witness to a Sarkaz, Demasty, and his cluster. From death comes new life. Oh wait, I may be a little bit dumb. I always assumed that there was only one Demasty, and every other Demasty is just a clone, which is certainly the case in this regard. But there are other Demasties, aren't there? I'm assuming this particular Demasty was of the royal court, but I'm assuming there's other Demasties which have their own clones. Or is this Damasty the only one? Because that's what was in my head. I always had it in my head that it was the only one. But the way this one sort of made it out as this Damasty and his clones are dead, it just made me think, oh, maybe it's not. I just always assumed it was like one hive mind-like group of shapeshifters, but I guess it's not. Okay, interesting. I guess that explains, if they do die, why we're still fighting a Damasty cluster in IS-4, which is supposed to be afterwards. It is a sub-race after all. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean... So basically what I had in my mind was, it was a race, and they weren't clones per se, but part of like a hive mind, or part of a one. So, you know, a Damasty cluster. That's what I always assumed, because whenever they referred to the Damasty cluster, I assumed that was the race. So my assumption was that every Damasty was its own, but they're part of the hive mind, so they become one, in a way. Or... That was basically my thought anyway. I didn't think of it as individual ones that then have their own groups of clones, but rather just... Where is the Damasty cluster in IS-4? One of the earlier stages, you fight the fake citizens. Well, I say the Damasties, but they might not be Damasties. It's the same mechanic and the same sprites as the Chapter 12 fight. So maybe they're not Damasty then. Maybe it's just the mechanic and they just haven't changed anything. I just link it to the Damasty because the only chapter we have that has that mechanic is this chapter where we're dealing with the Damasty. They're just normal spies. Oh, okay. A bone whistle. Oh, hey, it's Lucius. I've forgotten his name. Malfoy. There we go. How long has it been since we've had a Lord of the Banshees grace our court to the sound of the bone whistle? Hello, Les. The Damasty cluster has died. Fret not, the Damasty has only encountered a minor setback. He'll soon... No. What I mean is, every Damasty fragment is simultaneously decaying. The Damasty dies, and our long-lasting royal court will collapse. He is angry. How interesting. I think that he himself never imagined it would end like this. How should I describe it? A split into halves? Or the birth of two new lives. That'd be interesting if that was literal and the Damasty basically just turns into two different types. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe they don't die. Maybe they split by mitosis. The ancient Damasty no longer exists. And then this as well, it then makes me think that there's only one Damasty. It's just the way it was worded made it sound like there's others around somewhere in the world. There it is. Okay. And two newborn Damasty have appeared in this world. Okay, so they do split by mitosis, I guess. How's it stop? Stop complicating our theories. So if there wasn't other Damasty around, there are now. Damasty are one whole. Yes, I know, but it was beforehand. It was the way it worded it made it sound like, because it was this Damasty and his clones are dead or something like that. That's why it made me think there was now multiple. But I guess it makes sense for it to say it that way because now there's two. So this specific one has died, and now there are two of them. I'm guessing is probably what it meant. So Kindred from LOL. Yeah, actually, that's kind of a good. That's actually a good. Good way of putting it. I wonder how they would work. I wonder if the two clusters would link to each other, because they're from one, or if they've sort of split off into their own cultures, I suppose, maybe. But that is interesting. So, yeah, Demacia have basically just split by mitosis. Sand in nature is regarded as the final state of all things. No matter how strong a boulder may be, it turns to dust at the end of time. But then again, the sand may also hold the possibility of starting a cycle of reincarnation anew. Glass. Calcit, your words are still your wounds, not your words. Why did I just assume Closure was going to go on about the way she talks? Normal reaction, yeah. Like, alright, back to bed, Grandma. Calcit, your wounds are still healing. Move another inch and I'll tell Shining. I'm already fine, for the most part. Yeah, that's what they all say. An old friend might locate us soon. No, I should say a new friend now. I don't want to meet any of your old or new friends. Mood. That face as well. That's pretty much the face I would have in that regard. There's good news and bad news. Pick one? Wait, I sure am tired. Why did I think you would be up for a stupid game? The bad news is... Give me the good news. I don't know what I find funnier, the fact that Calcit actually replied and gave and asked for good news, or the fact that Closure just went, fuck you, I'm telling you the bad news anyway. The bad news is that we didn't find the entrance to the Sarkaz supply route in Brentwood. There was no underground tunnel at all, but there was a passage used for inspections. Wait, you... Huh? Okay, there it is. I said, give me the good news. Shining? Just imagine how out of character you need to be in order for someone to yell, medic! She just starts acting nice. Everyone around her is just like, I need an adult. I like to hear positive news sometimes as well, Closure. The good news is, we managed to get in touch with the doctor. Thank you for your assistance, Duke Windermere. We've managed to re-establish our communication channels. The refugees we brought all have boarded the ship, and they'll be under the Duke of Windermere's protection for the time being. I should be the one thanking you, Rhode Island. Oh, she smiles. If you can call that a smile, I suppose. The lips are slightly curled up. You've helped the townspeople of Norport Borough escape a disaster. Not all of them, but it's enough. Protecting the people is what we, those who bear the title of Duke, ought to do. And you even saved my daughter. She was just bawling in her room earlier. Mum, I can only guess what you've all been through the last couple of days. She is awesome, not gonna lie. But Delphine, perhaps you have come to better understand how those in power would wield authority. If I may be so bold, Your Grace, how are you planning to use your power? After witnessing the fate of the Steam Knights, I'm not sure. I had to make a strategic decision, daughter of Montague. You may call it a plot, and I won't deny that I've signed my name on the Steam Knights' orders. But to decide the future of the country is exactly our duty. Duty. Yes, Miss Vina, duty. Oh, smiley face is gone. You understand why I'm addressing you that way? Of course. If you excuse us, Your Grace, for now I would rather be with my friends. As you please. Oh, I wonder if she was on the other side, the anti-monarchy side, maybe. Or if it's just the I don't think you're worthy yet type thing. It could be one or the other, maybe. Now then, Doctor of Rhode Island, I believe we can't avoid discussing the object your operator is carrying. Just a tourist trinket. I knew it wasn't my imagination. Anyway, it's impossible to ignore her and the sword she's carrying. Delphine told me about your deal with her. Even though there were some twists and turns in between, I'm sure that deal remains valid. Don't tell me you're becoming a supporter of Rhode Island. Of course. But I promise you that, for now, I'll act as if nothing happened. We can talk this out slowly when we've returned to my Mesney. I don't actually know what that... I mean, I'm assuming that means, like, domain or my land or my area, my sphere of influence or whatever, but I never actually heard anyone say it. It's just one of those words that you always read and you never hear. Caleb didn't get on the ship. He left with a bunch of people. That doesn't surprise me. And Hannah? She's still in her room and refuses to come out. Let's get her something to eat. She's barely had a decent meal in Norport. Yeah. What are you burning? A bunch of drafts. Notes I saved for my writing inspiration. But I forgot where I dropped my memoir notebook. Siege, you didn't need it, did you? Do you, rather? You don't need it, rather. You don't need it anymore. Sure. Siege, what's... Are you crying? No, I just... There it is. Heavy tears roll down Siege's cheeks, while Morgan and Dagda are both stunned in their common consensus. Vina has never shed a tear before. On the deck of this high-speed battleship, the Victorian sun is still slowly rising, sweeping the haze and evaporating the mist from the last night. Hello, Code. And this youth called Vina, with her back to the sun, is expressing her emotions without a word. I just got ash in my eyes. Norport will return to her old self. The people are still there after all. We'll get our old lives back eventually. We just need patience, a little more of it. Vina, the war is going to end, right? Yes.
We won, Doctor, and that's what counts.
And I swear to God, I will have a Sigh of Kings if she doesn't get the Sigh of Kings to activate. Quiet on the Front. I feel like, isn't that a reference to something Quiet on the Front? Or I might just be thinking of All Quiet on the Western Front. That might just be what I'm thinking of. The horns of battle are yet to be blown. The soldiers are afraid to even gasp for air. That is the reference. Okay, interesting. I love how Chapter 11 explicitly sets up the Chosen One returning from exile to save the people looking for evil, and Chapter 12 goes out of its way to tear it down. Yeah, it does kinda. What am I looking at? What in the Lord of the Rings orc invading Gondor am I looking at here? With Siege Minister, yeah, literally. I was about to say, it literally does look like it. I will laugh if chapter 13 has the whole the beacons are lit. But yeah, no, that literally just immediately made me think of the last battle in, well, not the last battle, it was like the second to the last battle in Return of the King. But ignoring the hilarity of just immediately making me think of the orcs, what the fuck is that thing in the middle? Because that ain't the airship, but it's very weird and very floaty, and I do not like it. Fuck, I can't not think of... That is a Revenant? It's tiny. Okay, so I'm guessing, is that what the Revenant looks... That might be what the Revenant looks like outside of the airship, but why is it not in the airship? Oh, maybe that's the airship, but it's far away. I'm picturing it being in front, being in the middle and floating above them, but it's not. It's out at the front, isn't it? And it's just so big. Because my first... Actually, no, then again, no, it would be lighter in colour like the rest of it. I don't know. I know the airship was very pointy, but I can't remember. But yeah, I can't stop thinking now of the orc theme. You know, the one that plays when they're all moving. Maybe we'll get the answer when we read. Yeah, probably. The catastrophe cloud in the sky has not yet dissipated. Should you take off your gloves, you would be able to feel the originium dust in the air scratching the palm of your hand. The Naxxra king sits atop his throne, casting his eyes across his army. Oh my god, that's a man sitting. I'm looking... That's... In my defense, I couldn't see the outline just from where I was sitting. I had to like look in order to see that that's someone in a robe sitting on top of something. Him and his floating gaming chair. Oh god. The Naxxra's army will not be shaken. The Naxxra's army will not show weakness. Well, this is just the Uruk-hai, isn't it? This is just Saruman's army. They pass through the storm, beyond injuries, and over the carcasses of compatriots and enemies alike. The Sarkaz continue to march until the enemies of the Naxxra king are completely crushed. They have no right to stop. They are war itself. That was an awesome image, by the way. Sorry, I've literally just got the orc theme song in my head now. I'm never going to be able to see the Sarkaz as anything other than that now. I suppose I should have anyway, because originally their crude swords were like the orc weapons that you get in Lord of the Rings. I guess the Naxxra did always have that kind of... Yeah. I was going to say Witch King type thing, but then I remembered there's already something called a Witch King, but you know what I mean, like in terms of appearance, not as in terms of title. Your Grace, Oh, this is in, this is... You know who. Your Grace, we've sustained heavy losses. Nearly a third of the high-speed battleships in the Vanguard Squadron have been incapacitated. We're trying to turn the situation around, but the outlook isn't positive. The violent catastrophe just slammed into our front line all of a sudden. I swear Lord of the Rings has influenced a lot of media like JoJo has done for many anime. Not surprising, Lord of the Rings is the fantasy. And because it is basically the beginning of, well, not the beginning of, but you know, it's basically the beginning of what we see now as being the more mainstream fantasy types. Its influences were the actual original stories, you know, the Poetic Edda, the Prose Edda, all of those mythoses. Whereas things that come after that is almost always influenced by Lord of the Rings. And you see it in pretty much everything. Because it's just sort of become a staple of the trope of the genre. It's very difficult for us to conduct standard operations in these high-density originium zones, and the exposed active originium clusters greatly limit the maneuverability of our high-speed battleships. But the Sarkaz forces don't seem to be affected much. They don't care at all. Most of them are already infected. The Naxxra's troops are also fielding some witchcraft contraptions we've never seen before. They're chaotic fissures they spew out. Tricky to deal with. We're still looking for countermeasures. Ah, so this is Wellington. Why does he look so familiar? Oh! The guy from, Hunger Games. The villain in that movie, the books as well, but the movie specifically, because the actor. What is his name? Is it like Snowden or something like that? Snow something. The dictator bloke. That's who he reminds me of. That and a little bit of Dumbledore, I suppose. Hold the line. Have the artillery in the rear lay suppressive fire and open up a gap to the east. It shall be done, my lord. Okay, bit of Star Wars there. Of course. Of course you would be talking to Dublin, you bitch. Anyway, he looks classic British. Yeah, he does kind of. No mercy for poor Windermere, eh, Duke Wellington? She just bailed out the fleet we sent to claim our plaything, and you're going to repay the favour by driving the Sarkaz onto her turf? I don't remember giving you permission to tap into my communications, Caster. Stiff as always, aren't you? I will remind Windermere to take adequate preparations. After all, we are still Victorians. I suppose, what's-his-face? The weird people were making a deal with Dublin right in front of us when they decided that they didn't want to work with us anymore. Also, it's a bit ironic saying we're still Victorians talking to the person who's siding with Dublin. I know what you're after, old Wellington. You're getting ahead of yourself. Next time, I hope you'll find a more appropriate manner of exchanging ideas with me. Actually, yeah, he is looking more and more like Dumbledore now that I think of it. Your Grace, you shouldn't continue standing on the deck like this. Though we're a fair distance away from where the catastrophe struck, the dust can't be good for your health. This is my duty, Your Royal Highness Iblana. You are always worthy of my trust. Yeah, why is she doing the weird witchy fingers? And she looks like she's about to just play Blue Eyes White Dragon on my ass with whatever it is that she's holding. Or I suppose it does kind of look a little bit more like those Japanese, not spells, what are they called? Charms? No. Oh, you know, those long strips that have writing on it. Buddha? Wards, talismans? Yeah, I like talismans. But yeah, it does actually kind of look like a very long playing card, though, with the way that she's holding it. I think she would play a zombie deck more than Blue Eyes. True. Those two siblings are being extremely cautious. This is not the full extent of the Shard's might. They either don't want us to know that they haven't fully mastered the Storm's power, or they're waiting for a better opportunity. The Storm should have belonged to Victoria alone, but now we will be the first to face it. I hear the officers murmuring amongst themselves nervously, Your Grace, but you don't seem flustered. If anything, you seem to be rather excited. Indeed, milady, I won't deny it. This battlefield commands fear and respect. When is the last time I faced an enemy like this since Gaul's View Vanguard? View? I don't know. I'm going to say View, just for now. We've long been ready for this, regardless of whose hands it is in. The storm will only serve to wash away hesitation and weakness from the Terrans, and it shall temper our young troops. How many sides are in this war now? 3 or 4? 3. Well, 4 if you include Rhode Island as a full-on side. However, I consider Rhode Island to be on the Victoria side. So Victoria, Dublin, and the Sarkaz. And then I suppose you could split Victoria itself into the individual dukes, because they all seem to be wanting to do their own thing anyway. I can see him, the Naxxra King. Let us drop all pretense and face each other on battle. The Terrans will not be stopped here. Our rage is no less than yours. Your Royal Highness Ablana, I shall secure a future for you and the Terran people. My faithful Duke, very soon the final chapter will be written. Welcome, Lady Ermengarde. With your arrival comes the goodwill of the Liches. We will never forget, at a moment the Sarkaz needed unity the most, the Liches chose to leave their library and stand at her side. Oh yeah, her. With the weird thing that comes out of her chest. No need to be so formal, Your Highness. I am simply an observer. But you still brought us a gift, and the soldiers on the front lines will put it to good use. It is but a trifling trick, to play with the fishers. Ah, so she's the one that's doing that. Does that make her the next enemy, the next boss in Chapter 13, or will it be the Naxxra? The Lich's mastery over dimensional space transcends most people's cognition. Ah, that's interesting, dimensional space. Naturally, unlike your people who would have always been in Kazdel, we Liches are keen on self-preservation, always looking for a place to hide your... oh, I can never say this word. Is it phylactery? Something like that? Okay, and it's interesting that they have done that, so these people do have an item that we'll need to break in order to kill them. I got it right? Ooh, nice. My time playing D&D has worked. But that's interesting. Okay, so they're not just Liches, they are Liches with the full shebang and everything. I wonder how that's going to work out. but the Lich's throne has never been removed from the Royal Court's chamber. We appreciate your Highness's thoughtfulness. I assume you know that Countess paid me a visit on my way here? She tried hard to convince me not to take your side. The young master of the elegiac court is fighting alongside them. I heard the teachers say before that the Banshee's strength is not to be overlooked. Dame Calcet claimed that the war you and the Regent started will only push these lands into irreversible disorder and strife. These things are only temporary. We have no choice but to endure. This is the only way the consensus needed for solidarity can be built. Want to know what the funniest thing is, Your Highness? Your words sounded just like hers. Ooh. Magic. You both call for unity. You both tell me that this is the only way to avert the impending calamity. Impending. Same thing. No, it's not. It's not even the same thing in the slightest. An item with a soul in it. Yep. It works like the curses in Harry Potter. Yes, so the 7 Horcruxes that... The 7 Horcruxes that Voldemort has is essentially the same thing. It's literally that. It's just, the only thing that she did differently is made it 7 items instead of just 1. I'll sit. Then why do the two of you stand in opposition? Perhaps because we're both in a hurry. Rest assured, as a messenger of the Lich King's court, I didn't make any promises to Dame Calcet. Just like how I haven't made any promises with you. I kind of feel like she's going to be the one to turn. We Liches are never in a hurry to pick a side for ourselves. Of course. These languishing pains and broken hearts, as long as they will eventually have a home to return to. Not much longer now. Amia, will you be able to find that path? And there's the end. I wonder if there's going to be an ending thing as well. Because last time they did this, there was another bit. There it is. I'm assuming we're now going to see reunion. This is almost giving me penultimate vibes. See, chapter 13 isn't the last one of this arc, is it? Damn those officers. They'd rather bring along Tusk Beasts than us. Who the hell does he think he is? Back in the days before I got sick, he didn't even dare look me in the eyes. Damn it all. It's bloody apathy. It's not? Okay. It is very much giving me the end of the Nier vibes, though. Like, as if 13 wasn't to be the last one, 14 would be. Like, it's that kind of... It's that sort of feeling like it's just going to... Everything's coming together now. I mean, maybe not. I mean, there's loads of things that it can still do, I suppose. But it's just... I don't know. I guess there's a sense of urgency there. I'd rather go without those Rhode Island people's inhibitors and blow up in a cloud of iridium dust all over Norport. God damn it. At least I'd be able to give those freeloading bastards a faceful. They'd get a good taste of what I'm going through too. That Cortus gave me an inhibitor too. These bloody pills aren't going to save shit. Well, no, they're not. They're not a cure, you dumbass. They're an inhibitor. Anyway, I'm done for. I can't leave this place. My life isn't worth a damn thing. What's the point of crawling out of Norport? Those damn crystals. These damn Originium crystals in my body. Run me through, damn it. Run me through already. Oh god, was he talking to someone? No, what? I'm surprised they didn't do it already. The infected citizen angrily scratches at the Originium crystals on his arm. That's not healthy. as if crushing them would make anything go back to normal, everything rather. Severe pain ripped through him, and the newly infected person gasps for breath. He is overwhelmed by the pain that had just become familiar to him, and a mixture of tears and sweat rolls down his cheeks. He lies on his back in a patch of mud. Before his eyes, the sun has risen to its zenith. Before he closes his eyes, a strand of pink hair suddenly breaks into his vision. Oh, okay. This is no place to be sunbathing, sir. The mud's going to get in your clothes. Get away from me. I'm infected. I might explode any minute now. If I had to guess, I don't think you've had oropathy for more than a week. Everyone looks just like you the first few days. Shock and denial, pain and guilt, anger and depression. I can't remember who Percival and the hotel owner belongs to. I remember them showing who they were with, but I just can't remember what it was now. In the end, they have no choice but to accept that they're a miserable, helpless lot. Hapless, not helpless. Now do you know, you're also an infected. What's so strange about that? Or was it Reunion? I can't remember now. I can't remember who it was that the old man spoke to. You're also an infected? But you look so... Wait, I've seen you before. Hello, sir. My name is Percival, and I'm the doorman at Sunset Street Hotel. Yes, it was Reunion. Was neutral and died. Okay. Wait, did he die though? Because I remember him burning the place and then he was seen again afterwards. Unless I've got the series of events mixed up, maybe. Oh, that's right. Damasti, yes. I completely forgot about that. I remember being annoyed by that. How did I forget? Wow, okay. It's a shame, but it seems you don't have much luggage for me to carry. No, I meant in Norport. Well, yes, the hotel. Now that is awfully quaint. I was with the mountain police for quite a few years, Miss Percival, not Parsival. I've been involved in a number of cases, some of which involved the infected as well. I should have thought twice about how I treated them back then. Now I'm one of them. I've heard of an organisation whose activities have reached even the doors of Londinium. If I remember properly, they were called Areas. Percival, what are you doing here? Oh, Red. I found an infected on the side of the road. Must have been one of those people thrown here by the Duke of Windmere. Another one. Truth be told, though, Percival, had you not sent out the news that the separation sequence between Norport and Londinium was underway, the fate of those infected might have been even more miserable. I'm wondering what happened that Windermere got away with getting rid of the infected, because surely us in Rhode Island would have kicked up a fuss about it. Unless it's because they went to other ships and those ships didn't allow them on, so the ship that has Rhode Island, there's probably infected people on there just because, you know, keep up face and all that. And then they'd probably find out later that the other ships didn't allow them on, because I know there's multiple ships, maybe. I'm guessing this is read after the Golden Glow event. Well, this was talking about Norport, so I'm assuming it's after they escaped Norport. Or maybe not, maybe I got the time mixed up. I've always said, I've always been a sharp one. I'm quite proud of it. Thanks to you figuring it out, you might even manage to hide our comms as a Londinium public broadcast. You should be glad that I have a good habit of tuning into the radio. So it's both after GG event and after Norport. But because it's after Norport, obviously it'd be after GG event, because GG event was before Norport. I think. Yes, he mentioned Susie 2-3 streams earlier. Yeah, I know that bit. I definitely didn't doubt that it was after the GG event. I was mainly more for thinking about... It's not as easy as you make it sound. I had to dismantle the communication station in the hotel before I could finally find a place to pass the news. But Rhode Island and that Delphine lady did get the short end of the stick as a result. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. They took away the thing. Who exactly are you people? Have you ever heard of Reunion? Reunion? Did you just say... Whoa, the whole gang's here. Well done, Percival. We've taken in a number of infected persons along the way, and they're doing much better than we initially expected. Red was doing most of the hard work. I've pretty much just been slacking off. And though I don't want to admit it, Rhode Island also played a big part. Rhode Island. So they're here too. Are you surprised? We were on the way when you stole our very valuable prisoner. Reunion. I know what you people have done. What kind of disaster are you trying to invite upon Victoria this time? You have the wrong idea, sir. We are the ones who gathered the debris from the ashes of the previous reunion. But we are no longer what we used to be. We will not abandon the name, nor the sins it carries. We must remember our past mistakes, but we must also set out once more to prove ourselves to the infected. The new reunion no longer needs a leader. We have travelled across several countries, fighting side by side with the infected peoples, who see themselves as our comrades. Oh god, they're communists. What exactly are you trying to do? Medicine and compassion cannot help the infected in a way that matters, but solidarity and strength can. Sir, the infected have no country of their own, so the new reunion shall be where they belong. Interested in joining us? Tallulah, what are you looking at? Wow, the gang really is all here. The lingering catastrophe cloud. The shard has been activated. There's going to be a lot more infected soon. I also have a message for you, Tallulah. I saw a Draco who was wielding purple flames. Did you now? Percival, I often find myself thinking these days. Oh, that's dangerous. Indeed, there's a certain kind of person that seems naturally born to make waves. Probably seaborn, I imagine. They will claim to be the catalysts, leaders, and creators. In a sense, they tend to find success, but I would never call them winners. I refuse to accept that everything they've made deserves to enter the annals of history. I refuse to accept it. Damn, is that it? Ah, and that was only an hour and 40. I didn't think it was going to be that. I mean, I suppose I could technically keep trying that, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'll do that off stream. Congratulations on beating the story, GG's. Yeah, I'm glad actually. I'm glad that we managed to get through pretty much all of it now. And now we just have to wait. I suppose on the 19th, I think, is the BS event. The Black Steel. Now you finally caught up. Now for the challenge modes. I still got to go through the challenge modes of some of the other things. I think I've stopped at either episode 7 or episode 8. I can't remember which point I've gone up to, but there's still a few episodes previously that I need to do the harder missions on. Oh, BS, yeah. I love that Black Steel just gets abbreviated to BS, and you see it on the logos as well. Oh, that's a knife. That's a butterfly knife. Ah. Unknown butterfly knife. Oh, it's very well known, actually. Okay. This beautiful item was a gift given to me today by a colleague who came by to bring me some wine. Though I said gift, he in fact didn't dare to lay hands on it at all, and could only throw it at me. I mean, was that a gift then, or was someone trying to shank you? Oripathy is just like the devils. Nobody knows where they came from. It laid ruin to the once thriving Norport borough. Everyone has become paranoid. Everyone fears they'll be infected the next time they wake up. An aura of death lingers thick in the air. Who knows if the knife has been stained with these disease-causing things? After all, we both saw that guy using it to carve those black stones growing from his body, bit by bit. We were all worried for the guy, afraid that his screams would attract the devils, afraid that the two of us would get implicated for no reason. My colleague wanted to drag me away, but I was so scared I couldn't move a muscle, and I knew why. That man was McLaren. So kind and wise, why would he do something so terrifyingly stupid? McLaren did in fact end up summoning the devils that day. A small squad of them walked by, mocking and jeering at the poor bastard on the ground. I saw with my own eyes that poor bastard frozen in place at their feet, his crying turning to laughter, his voice becoming fainter and fainter. Those bloody devils just stood there and continued to watch, unwilling to even put him out of his misery. Looking back at it, I'm pretty sure McLaren was loudly muttering something before he died. Pity nobody but the squad of devils knows what he said. Even after becoming an infected, isn't being able to cling to your life, no matter how briefly, a form of fortune in itself? Would digging all these black crystals out make him clean, free from disease? Why couldn't he figure it out? When my senses returned to me, my colleagues had already disgustingly passed McLaren's knife over to me. Only then did I see that the devils were gone, and McLaren had breathed his last. To be honest, holding this butterfly knife in my hands gives me no pleasure. It always reminds me of that poor man who went mad. The only good news is the Glasgow logo on the handle of the knife. Who knows? I might be able to pawn it off right away, or trade it to those bastards for something nicer. I don't want to end up with that damned Originium disease and die like McLaren did. I suppose karma did get to him in the end. Even though it wasn't entirely his fault, he was insane. It's not like he was it's not like he was completely aware of what he was doing. But even so, I'm not exactly going to say that I feel sympathy. More of a, yep, this is how it goes in the end. Anyway, let's have a look at the BS event. I'm just going to open up and find... I assume it's on the Arknights channel now. Videos... Wait, is it only the... Is there not a thing for it? I see the PV, but I thought there would be manga reading stream. I definitely plan on doing that. It might have to be after the event now because there's not a lot of time between now and the 19th. Trailer trailer comes most likely tomorrow. Ah, okay. I was gonna say because I've only got the PV, which isn't much. I'll watch it anyway, but let me just. This one. Turn it on. There we go. And then I'm gonna. There we go. Is that on there? Yes, it is. Okay. Sure it's.
極寒の雪原レールを外れた先で私は初めて銃声の重さを知ったアークナイツ新イベントダーティーマネークソが
Okay, as per usual, very quick, so let me just go through bit by bit. I'm just gonna go. That's not. I will say I do really like the new design that she has for. She's what, a defender, isn't she? When are you gonna read the BSW manga? Please tell me so I can mix up the music for it. I'm not sure at the moment. It will most likely be after the Black Steel event. I did want to read it beforehand, but there's not enough time for that now. I won't be able to get it done before the 19th. So it'll be most likely the week after next at earliest. Fun fact, Jessica's the same weapons loadout as John Wick and John Wick 3. Really? Interesting. Sentinel Defender. Okay, I'm not sure if I have Sentinel Defenders. I might have one. Is girl with the pistol, is she Sentinel? I can't quite remember. Liscarm, yeah. Okay, so I have at least one that I know of. Right. I just want to see if I don't recognize that person. We've got Liscarm. Speaking of Liscarm, and oh no, what's her name? I've forgotten her name. I haven't seen her since chapter 3 or something. Franca, there we go. Thank you. I love the English voice for Franca. It was like the oh, what was this like? I wasn't trained in offense, but hey, or it was like something like that, and it really gave me the I'm a doctor but vibes. I really do like the English voice for her. I'm just gonna scroll through. And Blitz is a collab limited. Okay. Is it just me or is Liscarm's? That is Liscarm, isn't it? I'm assuming it is because it's with Franca, but she looks smaller in this for some reason. I'm trying to think who the bloke is. I don't think I know the bloke. I'm assuming he's one of the two. He's not. He's not the Black Steel guy because he doesn't have the halo. He's not a Sanctor, so I'm not sure who he is. So probably a new character, yeah. Random posh looking woman. New age posh, I'd have to say. Is this set in Colombia or is it elsewhere? This person who just looks angry every single time. Yeah, Franca did look pissed, not gonna lie. That is very much a very, very, very angry. Is it not? Oh, wrong button. There we go. Yeah, and then this person slamming down. Wine Duchess? Maybe. Oh, isn't that the same person? That is the same person. Okay, so this is the same scene pretty much. The only stuff I've seen of her, she just looks like she's always angry. That looks nice. Carved bullet. Oh, I skipped a bit. I'm trying to use the frame by frame, but it's it looks like they're boarding something. That almost looks like a land ship. Like a very small one, so probably, well, I mean, they're all land ships, aren't they, really? But I'm assuming just a small scale one. She's good at getting people mad. Yeah, apparently. Oh, yeah, this place. Okay, so it already looks like a ruin, and then it just explodes. So shenanigans are happening, but this is Arknights, of course, is. And this is the guy, so looks similar is something that I just find interesting about this. And the reason why I had to ask, because I know this guy, I've seen him, not in the game, obviously, I've just seen him around. His ace actor, and he's the one with the gun things. I'm assuming he's the one that replicated the weapons from why can't I remember the name? Laterano, and is with, oh, was it Blacksteel that he's with, or is it Raytheon? I know there's a Sanctor that left and joined one of those two companies, or made one of those two companies. I just can't remember if it was Blacksteel or Raytheon. But I'm assuming it's him. I'm assuming it's the one with the gun wings is the owner of one of those two companies. Blacksteel, okay, yeah. And this is the reason why I get confused, because he does look like the other guy with the hat and the beard. And I'm assuming that is him, speaking of which, the old guy with the hat and the beard. So they're really doing a bit of a high noon, or, well, I suppose high midnight. Sancta Claus. I'm just going through a bit of an action shot with vehicles. It has to be. High moon. Raytheon is owned by Jessica's dad. Oh, right, yeah, that's right. Hey, yeah, your pistol's not loaded. Yeah. There it is. She's looking badass in this, not gonna lie. Very far removed from the sad cat. Like, actually, yeah, just really badass. Okay, now let me just find a point where it's done. There we go. Yeah, I really do like. I really like her alt design. I really hope I get her. I've been very hit or miss so far with the new operators. I've either gotten them or I haven't gotten them, and I'm hoping this will be one that I do get. Safety is off, and Sad Kato is mad. Yeah, this is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Remember, she's not a limited. That is true. So there's always a chance of getting her off banner. But still, I just want. So does RI buy all the stuff on Jessica's tab with family discounts then? I mean, that actually is a good point. They get weapons, presumably from other companies. I know they make some as well, but they definitely buy weapons. Some of the operators seem to have their own weapons. I'm assuming they probably get them themselves. I mean, they are sort of their own free agents most of the time, so it is what it is. But I do wonder if things like standard weapons for like the regular Rhode Island operators, you know, the non sort of the regular uniformed folk that we see. I wonder if they get their weapons from a company that mass produces, like Raytheon. Is it Raytheon or Raytheon? I actually can't. I don't remember which one's which now. I can't remember which one's the real one, which one's the Arknights one. I think Raytheon is the Arknights one, and Raytheon is the real one. Anyway, but yeah, it does make me wonder that, because I assume they have some business with weapons manufacturers and stuff. I know they can fabricate their own stuff, but I feel I would imagine they probably buy as well. I know the operators buy their own sometimes. I don't whether they buy them themselves or whether the finance gives them money. I don't know, but they do. The operators that we play with always have like their own gear that they custom to themselves, but the regular people, the regular operators, the regular security, they must have their just a standard issue stuff, maybe. I might skip this one to save for the next sweet sibling. True. I kind of want Jessica, so I'm probably going to try for her anyway. Raytheon is the Arknights one, yeah. I just get so... It's difficult with me because the way I say Raytheon, well, that's just how it is. That you just heard it, Raytheon. It's as if I say it with an E. And I do that regardless of which letter is being used. So to me, it makes no difference when I say it. Yeah, there we go. Most of the operators, I guess, we recruit with their former equipment together. Yeah, I definitely think that. And I often notice that the alters tend to have their own equipment as well. Like, canonically speaking. So, Gavial had her weapons made for her by another Rhode Island member, Tomimi, I think it was. Meanwhile, Yato came back with the equipment that she made somewhere else. Sumama, there. And, well, I suppose it would have been Noircorn and Yato. They both made their gear out there, didn't they? Or something like that. That's what the flavor text said, if I remember correctly. I can't remember where Anakiel got his new weapon from. It does say somewhere. I can't remember if he bought it or if he made it. The commission Katos help. The Villainous crafted the armor and weapons for them. Yeah. And Nakio got no new weapon, no? His skin is a different weapon. It's not the same weapon that he uses in his original skin, I don't think. It's a bigger, longer rifle. Our boy's still waiting for his gun license. Yeah, but the crossbow he's using is different, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, there's the National Geographic one. I'll look at that in a moment as well. I just want to check because... Yeah, while I put that video up... Ooh, wait 1 second. There we go. While I put that video up, I'm just going to look for... Oh yeah, I'll do that in a moment. I said I'll do that in a moment. Adnakil skin. Because his weapon is different. Yeah, that's the original. Yeah, that is different. That is a different design. It's not just smaller than this one. It's missing the foot pedal, not foot pedal, but you know what I mean. It's missing that. It's a full new rifle. Oh, I thought it said something about him having a new weapon, though. I thought it said that he made or bought it. Okay, maybe not. I just could have swore I saw something mention that but yeah, so they do get new weapons and stuff, and I imagine these types of operators, the hero operators, I suppose you could call them, they get them themselves, or they have it given to them, or gifted to them, or they own it in their family, or someone in Rhode Island makes it for them, or someone in Rhode Island buys it for them, something like that. But I imagine these regular troops have their own standard issue stuff that you see, because, you know, they're not going to get super special stuff. That would be expensive. And Rhode Island is a big ship. It's practically a country of its own right. Okay, I'm gonna do that again and go back. There we go. So this is the National Geographic collab. They did this before, didn't they? With National Geographic. The Chinese one, I think it was as well. Oh, nice, like an adventurer Franca. Clip Arts. Yes, I think it was Clip Art. I like the music. I wonder if that barcode goes to anywhere. Queeby. Oh, Treeby. Why did I pronounce the Q as a Q? I've never done that before. Ling. This one's quite a few. Oh, that's right. It was WWF. So it's 3 of them. I like these outfits, not gonna lie. I must admit, I'm partial to Franca's outfit. I like the sort of jungle adventure attire. But these all look really nice. Ling needs a new wardrobe. It's not Ling unless she has her booze. Yeah, she's got the bottle. I like any Ling skin where she doesn't cover her arms. Interesting. I don't have Ling myself, so I don't really know what she looks like most of the time. So I can't. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm guessing arms or hands are often like in somewhere or something, maybe. Ling has her arms bandaged. Ah, okay. Three siblings arm colouring always looks good. There are also 2 new shorts for Amia birthday celebration, I think, if you have 2 more minutes. Sure. Let me just pop into that and have a look. Wrong one. I'm assuming it's on... It's a short, though, isn't it? It's short, so Doctor's Gift Return 1 and 2. What's going on? Okay. I think I got this working. This will be the first time using shorts on here, so I actually have no... Okay, we're going to have to change this, I'm afraid. So I'm going to copy paste it, actually. I'm not going to ruin the one that I've got. Yeah, that's everywhere now. Yeah, I'm going to close one. Oh, the things I do for content. Okay. Is that centered? That's probably centered. Deal with it. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. It's a bit unfortunate that the... Is there a way of getting rid of that? No, it's a bit unfortunate that the subtitles are down there. Nope. Hey, I'm just going to reread that because I couldn't see what the subtitles were saying for the most part. I swore there was a way of getting rid of this bit, but for me, sorry. That's what I was doing last time. I love this bit. Oh, you're right, I can. Oh, but it's a weird thing I have to type though in order to change them into the videos. The next time I do this, I'll make sure to keep that in mind. So the next time I ever watch shorts, it's just not as easy because it's not just changing it to from short to video. I have to like put at or and blah 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 plus blah blah blah. It's like a weird thing, if I remember correctly. They should have a thing that you could just do, like, you know, make into video or something, but what I normally do is I copy and paste. So I will go to another video that is a video, copy the front part of the video code, and then add it in here. But I'm not going to do that now. It's too late, and I've already moved the YouTube thing, so it would get all messed up, and I'd have to reset it all anyway. Anyway. Yep, there she is. Aww. Uh-huh. Oh, I like that we've... I like that our subtitles are the text options. I'm going to let it replay once more. I like that our subtitles were the buttons. I love that. It just keeps it into the theme. Oh, that's so precious. Yeah, that's it. I want that kettle. Oh, it's like a plushie, an Original Slug plushie, loads of letters. Is that a CD player? And then just some boxes of stuff. Oh, there's times to Uncle Wiener. Thank you, Amia, for believing in me. Been 2 years since I joined Rhode Island. I didn't think I'd be able to help the infected, but with you beside me, I could do anything. I support my both side. I remember the Valentine's Day. I can't quite read everything that's there, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't notice the first time she was blushing. It was very subtle. I still like that it's okay, that is adorable. I do wonder if they'll ever, oh, that's out. I do wonder if they will ever do voices for them. The one choice anyway option, yeah. Protect Bun. Yeah, I do wonder if they'll ever do voices for it. I know it might be quite a bit of, maybe it's too much money for the time that it is, but I don't know. Okay. Rather than I wish they released these 3D models. True, though I can imagine why they would want to protect their IP in that regard. There's a lot of stuff that people could do that might fall out of the range of what they would want to see, I suppose. But then again, they are very open with what they allow from creators to do, so maybe not. I guess it's probably just more so a copyright thing, and they just don't want certain things to become available because it might mess up certain certain protections. They'd have to like make a new version, for example, and then release that instead. So maybe if they make a new version of the Amiya model, they could release the older version, for example. Given how rare they do them, the Beach even with Chen Alter and the Syracuse Chocolate Spaghetti were the only two before I know. Yeah, that's the thing, they don't do many of them, so it'd be interesting if in the future they do eventually have paid voice actors to do those, because it's relatively short, so it's, it wouldn't be super expensive for them to do. Of course, at that point, it depends on whether or not the voice actors in question would be willing to say yes to doing a commission of only this amount of lines. So that could be the reason. Maybe it's just not worth asking. Especially because this is a business, you have to do all the contract signing and all that just for what is essentially maybe like 10 lines. So maybe there's that, and then there's also the question of, do you do English as well, or do you just do the Japanese? If you do Japanese and English, do you do Chinese and Korean as well? At that point it becomes messy, so maybe they just do it for the sake of simplicity. But it would be interesting, because they don't do it very often, so it's not... So it seems like something that they could do. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind either way, I just think it would be cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today, and I think we've run the timer a little bit. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I've now caught up with everything in terms of the main story arc. I think it's quite amazing that we've actually got here now, like over a year later. Literally, I think it's like a year and a month later now, because I started late January, I think was when I first started playing Arknights. Or it might not have been when I first started playing Arknights, but it was when I first started watching the trailers. But yeah, it's now reached the point where I have to wait for the story. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I've been very privileged to be able to just keep playing it without having to wait, but now now you can start waiting for the new story updates together with us. Yeah. But on the bright side, with how often they do these events and that, I'm not worried about not doing stuff. I'm not worried about having to wait a long time. There's always stories to play in here, and I'm definitely looking forward to all the events. I'm looking forward to the Black Steel event. Lots of operator records to read. Yes, that is true. That's quite a lot of stuff. I could very well do a stream series on that. That'd easily be like 10 streams worth just from the characters I've already got. I don't know in what way I would do it. Would I do it would I do each thing by class? If I do that though, whenever I get a new character, that I would have to tack it onto something else. I don't know how I'll do it. That's something I can figure out later anyway. There's also new EPs that I need to watch as well. There's quite a lot of stuff, really. Also the mangas as well. Just some are more depressing than the main story sometimes, and others are super wholesome. Yeah. But yeah, so there's definitely a lot that I still need to do. It's just the main story I've now caught up with, and oh boy. Alright, cooking, manga, and reading soon. Yes. I'm not sure when I'll do it. What I'll probably do is I'll probably play... Sorry, I just went blue screen for a moment. I'll probably play... Oh, why can't... The Black Steel event. There we go. I'll probably play the Black Steel event first. Then I'll read the Black Steel manga. And then I'll probably do the cooking manga. So that's probably my plan for the next... Not this week, but next week and the week after that. So probably during the Easter 2 weeks. That's probably what I'll do in terms of Arknights content. Last night was a 30-minute reverse fan concert streamed on YouTube, on the official YouTube channel, by the way. Oh, that's something that I could do. There are some new things. I still need to listen to the EPs for Reverse 1999, and of course I still actually need to play the game. That's one thing I need to bring back, and same with Honkai Star Rail. I need to bring Honkai Star Rail back. I need to continue on with those stories. And I suppose I do have the time to do that now as well. That's my hope anyway, and of course Valhalla, I've got to go back to that. That's something I'll most likely do this week, now that I've got time. Last week I was very busy. There was like inspections and audits and stuff, and I had to not do anything that week because I was too tired. This week coming though, I'm going to try and mix in a bit of Valhalla with Arknights, and I'll probably either do Honkai or I'll do Reverse, one of the two. That's generally the idea anyway. The concert was either cover or completely original songs made by fans. Interesting, wow. This week is 3 hours left. Yep. Sorry, when I say this week, I mean this week coming. So, starting Monday. But yeah, that's generally the idea anyway. I want, that's pretty much what I'm going to do anyway. But yeah, that's... For now, though, that's it. And honestly, thank you guys so much for coming around. It's been a blast getting through this chapter. And I've got to say, I really liked this chapter. I really like the Damaski as a character. I think they're really interesting. Just the way that they are. It's frustrating. They're very frustrating, but at the same time... You know, I don't know, there's something about their curiosity that I quite like. And just, they have a weird sense of naivety, despite the fact that they are old enough to know literally pretty much anything that they've experienced. It's a very weird thing. But, the gameplay mechanic I actually really liked. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, but I actually liked the sort of like stalling while you waited to see if they were good or not. And then letting them go through, and the restrictions it had on you. It was frustrating at times, but I actually liked it. It's definitely a lot better than the artillery. That, I think, will always be the thing that I dislike the most. But that's quite a low bar, I'm not going to lie, so I don't... I'm trying to do the extra difficulty later. It took me a long time for the last stage. Yeah, it's definitely, I definitely do need to get around to doing the, harder stages from, I think it's chapter 7 upwards is where I stopped. I'm not sure. But we'll see. But yeah, that is all for now. Thank you guys so much for coming along, and I shall see you all next time. Bye-bye.